everybody, I'm Vera Stewart and welcome to the VeryVera Show. Today I'm at the historic Partridge Inn right here in Augusta, Georgia, and we're putting together a fantastic event surrounding the tour of gardens here coming up very soon. So let's go inside. We're going to meet with the event planner, the chef, and we're going to put together a fantastic party. So let's go on inside. Hey everybody, well we are up in the penthouse at the historic Partridge Inn, and you know, I have passed this building a million times, and I have never been in this space. I want to introduce everybody to Caitlin Little, who's the junior catering manager here at the Partridge Inn, and I made an appointment with her because I thought I need to do something really special. I want a really cool place to do it. So thank you so much for agreeing to meet with me.
Of course.
And, you said I was going to love this space up here.
It's the best view.
Give me a little bit of the history of the Partridge Inn and your recent renovation.
Yeah, so it was built in 1836. In 1910, it started running as an inn. In 1950, 1960, it was apartments, and then it went back to being an inn. In 2014, North Point Hospitality took us over, and they started renovating. So we have renovated meeting space and all the guest rooms.
Well, it is very apparent. I've certainly been in the hotel many times, have not been in this space, but as I said, I live near here, and I've watched all these renovations. So what I'm actually trying to do, Caitlin, is I'm part of the historic Sacred Heart garden tour that's coming up, and just love being involved with that for years. And they've got so many volunteers that work on this, and we thought we really need to do something special for this group of volunteers. And I thought, what would be a really cool place? Well, now I see that they could actually stand here and look at some of these gardens that'll be on tour. So in terms of this space, for the number of people that we're going to have, which is less than 100, of course, this is perfect. Yes. Right?
Absolutely.
And what is the primary use? What do you usually use this space for?
So primarily we do rent it out for events. When it's not rented, we do open it up to the local guests and to the guests of the hotel, and they can come up here and enjoy drinks and enjoy the view.
Oh, wow. Well, and when you rent this space, aren't there also some guest rooms that are part of it?
Yes. So when you do rent this space, you get to stay the night. So there are 3 bedrooms. They each have queen beds and their own bathroom. So if you want other guests to stay with you, they can.
So you're telling me that the night I do this party, I get to stay here too?
Yes.
I've rented this space. Woo! Well, that might make my decision right there. You know, when we get ready to do this event, hopefully it will be beautiful weather. But of course, you know, when you're ever thinking of doing something outside, what would be the plan B if we did have bad weather that night?
Yeah, so we do have the inside. There is a bar up here, and they can serve from the inside as well. Okay. Or we do have other spaces that we can offer. We do have the second floor. It has a great veranda. Right. So that also has a great view, and it's very unique to this area.
Well, we're going to be teasing a giveaway that we're doing later on in the show. But right now, you are offering some great rates at the hotel for anyone that's coming to Augusta for the garden tour. And then for us, we are also trying to make sure that people recognize that there's so many things to do in our community here in Augusta and what will be surrounding that. Now, that night, I know in a few minutes I'm going to be meeting with the chef. I certainly want to introduce you to Greg Boulis, who is our event planner for that night. But the servers can walk around and serve drinks. We've got a bar out here. Yes. It's going to be fantastic. Well, we've got a lot to talk about. I can't wait to do some tasting. And when we come back from the break, I'm going to give you more information about the giveaway, and we're going to look at some fantastic ideas for decor and food. So come back with us in just a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody, and as you see, we're in the penthouse area of the Partridge Inn, and I'm welcoming my favorite event planner, Greg Boulis, from Augusta, and he is the CEO of Greg Boulis Events. And, you know, there's not an event that I can recall that you've ever done that wasn't magical.
Well, thank you, Vera.
And I'm up here on the penthouse wanting to put together something really special for the volunteers for the upcoming Sacred Heart Garden Tour, and I thought nobody better than you to do that. And I also wanted to introduce our audience on the VeryVera show to the fact that you do regional events.
Oh yes, we do. We have been doing that for quite some time
Well,
now.
we're going to send you to his website to learn more about that, but I want you to help me create something really magical in this space.
Okay.
What would you do?
Well, I think this is a wonderful space for a party like this. Casual cocktails, light hors d'oeuvres, good friends, and the volunteers can really make them feel special. I think this is a nice table right here, and it's here, so why don't we utilize this and create a central food table for Chef?
I like it.
I think this would be great. And possibly have some different types of seating, like maybe a little soft seating, a lounge for conversation. Some high-top cocktail tables would be wonderful, I think, as well as maybe some high-top bar stools here so the guests can enjoy this long-range view.
Well, that is a great idea. And then, you know, I know that when you do something long like this, it really, you know, it gets people's attention.
I think you're
and
right.
then, do you think we ought to pass some hors d'oeuvres
I think
too?
passing hors d'oeuvres would be a wonderful idea, and I think we should also utilize different types of floral, maybe some crisp white linens here. I know you love those.
I do.
And maybe lots of different types of candlelight. I think that would really help bring this rooftop penthouse alive this evening.
Central food, passing hors d'oeuvres, lots of light, lots of color. Sounds great. So I'm going to get the chef in here. We're going to see what he thinks of our ideas. And when we come back in just a few minutes, we're going to get talking with the chef.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm here with Chef Dominic Simpson at the Partridge Inn. And Dominic, you have got quite a long history in culinary and you're quite talented. And I've been meeting with Greg Boulis about this event that I'm going to do up here for Sacred Heart's Garden Tour that's coming up. And, you know, he thought that maybe utilizing this table would be a great central spot to do hors d'oeuvres. What do you think about that?
I think that's a perfect idea.
Well, I see you're trying to tempt me with some things that you think might look good here. So tell me a little bit about what you've brought up.
This is our take on hummus. So we do soybeans and lima beans. And we even put pickled okra, and we do grilled flatbread. Basically, we make it like you make hummus. All the vegetables are raw. We use the tahini, the salt, sea salt, everything is on here. And we grill flatbreads with it.
Oh, wow. Now, I love that idea. It's a really pretty color, too. Okay, now, Dominic, don't be coming around here with pimento cheese. You know, I was famous for that myself. So, are you going to give me a hint? What's in there?
Yeah, this pimento cheese, I was back home in Atlanta. My friend, he has a restaurant. He just mass produced his pimento cheese.
Really?
So I did my take on it. So it's just sharp cheddar cheese, and I made it spicy. So we added a lot of spices, piquillo peppers, and things like that in there.
Well, do you do a lot of other things with pimento cheese?
We actually do it with fried green tomatoes.
Oh,
we actually
okay.
do a bacon and pimento cheese, grilled cheese sandwich.
Well, another thing that Greg suggested for this sort of event would be to pass some things. What do you have that's really special that we could pass?
We do a chicken fried lobster here with a Sauvignon Blanc honey mustard, and it's nice. Chops of lobster, fried like chicken, buttermilk battered.
I've heard you do shrimp and grits.
Oh yeah, we do a wonderful PI shrimp and grits with tasso gravy.
Could we pass that as well?
Yes, we can. We place it in a martini glass, and we'll make it perfect.
Maybe a slider?
Fried chicken slider, one of our all-time favorites. We got garlic aioli.
Very
with pickles.
tempting.
Yes.
All right, well, we've got some great things to think about here, and we've also got details on the giveaway, so come back with us in just a few minutes. Vera's Corner is brought to you by Jeff's Sewing and Vacuum. Today I want to tell you about the Sacred Heart Garden Festival, a weekend filled with Southern classic gardening that you don't want to miss. Enjoy 3 days of food, entertainment, and of course, nature's beauty. Be sure to visit the garden market or even enjoy a formal tea or lecture. The Garden Festival preview party will take place on Thursday, April 20th at 7 p.m. It includes music, wonderful food, and beautiful floral exhibits. Don't miss Friday night in the garden from 5 to 8 with more fantastic food from Fat Man's Foods Truck and music by the Mason Jars, all in Sacred Heart's courtyard. The Garden Festival and Tour of Gardens will take place from Friday, April 21st through the 23rd. tour some of the most beautiful gardens in the area, and get some ideas on how to spruce up your own. This is a great opportunity to see historic gardens like the ones in the Somerville area of Augusta. Not only are you able to visit, but this festival also offers a speaker series in which I'll be participating. You can come see me speak about cooking with fresh herbs on Friday at 10:30 a.m. For more information on this wonderful festival, go to sacredheartgardenfestival.com. Chef, you're killing me. Thank you so much for welcoming me into your kitchen. You know, this brings me back to my catering days.
My pleasure.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. And you know, you tempted me with all of those delicious things that you said you would make the best decision for my party. So what have you decided to do?
We came up with PI shrimp and grits and fried chicken sandwich.
I was hoping those were actually two of my absolute favorites. So I see you've got everything going here for the shrimp and grits. So tell me a little bit about this.
What we use is grits from South Carolina, stone ground grits, and we just cook them simply with water and cream and butter, salt and pepper. That's it. It's nice and simple.
And are you just kind of beating them half to death as they're
We got to constantly stir them because it takes so long to cook to make sure they don't stick at the bottom.
Gosh, well they're perfect, nice and thick. A lot of butter in there too, right?
A lot of butter.
Good. Okay, then what about this gravy over here?
We make a tasso gravy. Basically, tasso is cured pork butt that's spicy from New Orleans, and they let it cure for like 2 weeks, then you smoke it.
Wow.
And then so we take that product and we dice it up and we put it with cream and garlic, and we just let it cook for like 2 hours.
The color of it, that kind of red color, is it really hot?
It's in between.
Kind of spicy?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh man, that looks delicious. All right, so now on to my favorite part, the shrimp.
So right here we have a domestic U12 shrimp that we get out the Gulf Coast. And we peel and devein them.
Oh, gosh, look how big those are.
We peel and devein them. And we pat them dry so they won't be wet, so when we saute them, the oil won't make a fire.
Okay, that's great. And you've got that pan already going pretty hot.
And nice and hot. So we take and add our oil.
We've got to get some good smoke going there.
We move it away from the fire so we won't get a flame. And we put it back on.
And when you're doing one of those as an appetizer, how many of those do you put?
You get two.
2 of those. That's a plenty. My goodness.
And we season it with salt and pepper.
And you know, it really doesn't take that long for these to cook.
No, it's about a minute or 2 per side on each shrimp. So we just let it sit and let it get a little brown to it.
A little brown. Okay.
The best thing about these shrimp, you don't have to rush and cook them because they're so big, so they won't dry on them.
Right. Okay, now how are you going to put the rest of this together while those are cooking?
Well, we'll make a microgreen salad. So we take microgreen lettuce, and we take lemon zest just to give it like refreshing and clean.
Right, right.
So we just 2 zests. Then we finish with a little olive oil. We come back, always season, salt, pepper, and we just toss it. So basically it gives a salad with a clean filling after with all the grits and the tasso, something just to clean your palate.
Oh gosh, yes. So fresh too.
Then at this point, we start flipping and shaking them. And what we want to do, we want to deglaze with the tasso.
Oh,
so
that really gets that shrimp flavor in there.
So what this really does is help the shrimp not overcook with such a high heat. So now we basically like poaching the shrimp.
Well, can we put one of those together in the...
Yes, ma'am.
And the first thing that goes is the grits?
Go first.
Okay. And these are great as a past hors d'oeuvre too, right? Is that enough?
Yes, ma'am, that's perfect.
Oh.
We don't want them to get too full on it. We got chicken sliders too.
Oh man.
So we take 2 shrimp and we just lay them on.
Gosh.
And we get some of this gravy. And we top it off with a little salad.
Oh, that is beautiful, Chef.
Since we went with the margarita.
Ah, I love it. Well, I could drink several of those. Those would be amazing. Okay, well, we've got a great start, and I hope you'll join us in just a few minutes as we get this party together. We're going to have quite a lot of fun, and then you're going to learn how you can win a trip to Augusta, not only to have some of Chef's food, but to enjoy a beautiful evening at the Partridge Inn. So come back with us in just a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody, and obviously everything's coming together with our party tonight, and I'm so excited. It just absolutely looks fantastic. So Greg, come on over here, because I hope that you are pleased with the way that this has all transpired. I just think it is fantastic.
I think
what do you
planned
think?
Another wonderful event together.
We did. So why don't you kind of go over how you came up with this, because I could not be more pleased.
Well, we worked with the chef to create this nice food table with all these lovely charcuterie and hors d'oeuvres, shrimp and grits, right? We'll have to try that.
Excellent.
And then we also, as we discussed, did some high-top cocktail tables for guests to enjoy.
Looks like they're having a good time.
It is, and what a beautiful view of the Bon Air and Somerville.
I know it. Well, and you know, when you're doing arrangements that height, but you're using a tall table, it really doesn't interfere with any conversation. But as you said, you wanted to do something taller than normal because you've got endless amounts, which obviously I see here with that forsythia.
We did not do a tremendous amount of floral, but what we did just was meant to enhance the already beautiful environment we were in.
Well, we talked about doing the food in the middle of the table and, you know, in the middle of the room and using this table, but you decided to do a beautiful cover for it.
I thought we'd just change the look a little bit, soften it, and we did that again on the high top tables as well. We created a nice little lounge in the cupola.
I see. That just really looks great.
That's with some soft seating and a low cocktail table. Really is good for conversation and perfect for a party like this.
Well, and you know, I think one of the reasons why the chef, you know, whomever is doing the catering for an event really needs to have their planner as the central focus of the event, because look at the charcuterie with the flower choices that you've got,
the colors.
and it just kind of blends everything together, which, you know, sometimes people don't understand how important the planner is to the nucleus of the event. It's almost like that's where you should start.
It truly is. In order to create that cohesive look and that wonderful environment, you really do need to look at all the details when planning an event.
We also talked about passing a few things, which, you know, a lot of times people are scared to be the first one at the food table. It's always nice. So we've got the, you know, servers passing some of the sliders that we did. On something like this, you know, a shrimp and grit, which I'm certainly going to want you to try in a minute. But you know, you've got the cup, but you also can kind of meander around with it, and it makes people maybe get started, you know, on eating.
I agree. And if they need to put their hors d'oeuvre down, we have these wonderful tables so that they can have a sip of their cocktail and enjoy their dinner.
You've got a lot of different composition. You've got glass. We've used wood for the actual food, and then, you know, I'm looking at the forsythia and the fact that bark is showing up in that is fantastic. You know, Greg, people ask all the time, how do you keep your tulips looking this great?
I think the secret to tulips is just buying a nice quality tulip, finding them from a really nice grower. We get our tulips from a Dutch family that lives in New Jersey.
Really?
And they're domestic tulips, but they really are very robust and they really last a long time.
Oh, they just make it. And the way that you've wrapped inside of your glass cubes with variegated greenery, you know, I'm sure containers have something to do with cost factor. So when you can use glass and give a new look with that.
Well, clients love to have the opportunity to give their guests a little token to leave with. So if we have these simple cylinders wrapped with our signature leaf, it's not a very expensive container, but you know, it is decorative.
Well, Greg, you have done such a great job. I could not have pulled this off without your assistance. And certainly I want to remind everybody to go to Greg's website at Greg Boulis Events and see what all he can do and how he does it. So now it's time to talk about this fantastic giveaway that we're doing with the Sacred Heart Garden Tour that's coming up very shortly. We're going to be giving away a night at the Partridge Inn. It's a $600 value that includes tickets to the party, tickets to the tour, which is all of the different gardens in the Augusta area that are going to be open for this. The night before, there's going to be a really fantastic party at Sacred Heart with lots of vendors. There's going to be dinner that night. We're going to also include lunch the day of the tour. There's lectures and different demonstrations. I'm going to be doing one on herbs. So I hope that you will like us on Facebook, share the post, and then also comment about which market you're watching the show, because we want somebody really fantastic to win this giveaway. So I want to thank Greg again with Greg Bullis Events and the Partridge Inn. And I want to remind you that no matter what you do, do it in good taste. Come back with me next week for the Very Vera Show.